In 1716, a samurai wrote a book so dangerous that he ordered it to be burned after his death. It survived. It was hidden for nearly 2 centuries. And when it finally reached the world, it shook every assumption about what it means to be fully alive. His name was Yamamoto Tsunetomo. He was a samurai who had spent his life in service to his lord, and when his lord died, he was forbidden from following him in death. Instead, he became a monk. And for 7 years he spoke his thoughts aloud to a young scribe who wrote them down. Not for publication. Not for the world. For himself. As a man who had run out of everything except honesty. What he said became the Hagakure. Hidden Leaves. The Book of the Samurai. And the first thing he said, the very first principle, is the one that will stop you cold. Principle 1. Death. The way of the warrior is death. Tsunetomo wrote, Bushido is realized in the presence of death. When faced with the choice between life and death, choose death. There is no other reasoning. Now, before you dismiss this as extreme, understand what he was actually saying. Imagine receiving a call from a doctor telling you that you have 1 year left to live. How many of your current worries would survive that phone call? How many of the things you've been putting off would suddenly become urgent? How many of the relationships you've been neglecting would suddenly matter more than anything on your phone screen? That clarity, that radical, brutal clarity, is what Tsunetomo was describing. The man who fears death makes every decision around protecting his comfort. He hesitates. He shrinks. He stays in the job he hates. He stays in the relationship that ended years ago. He waits another year before starting the thing he knows he should have started. The man who has accepted death makes every decision around what is right. He does not wait. He does not compromise. He does not lie to himself about how much time he has. Rehearse your death every morning and night, he wrote. Not as a morbid exercise. As the only practice that makes everything else fall into its correct proportion. When you live as though already dead, the trivial becomes trivial. The essential becomes undeniable. And the life you've been postponing becomes the only life worth living. Principle 2. Loyalty. A person who serves when treated kindly is not a retainer, but one who serves when the conditions are hard and unreasonable, that is a retainer. You recognize this in modern life more than you want to admit. The person who is a great friend when friendship is easy, and disappears when things get heavy. The partner who loves you when you are at your best, and leaves the moment you are at your worst. The colleague who is loyal when the company is winning, and the first to distance themselves when something goes wrong. Tsunetomo is not describing samurai loyalty. He is describing the specific rarity of a person whose character does not change based on what they are receiving. Character is what remains when the conditions turn against you. That is the only version of character that actually means anything. Principle 3. Decisiveness. In the way of the samurai, if one uses too much discrimination, he will fall behind. A real man does not think of victory or defeat. He plunges recklessly toward an irrational death. By doing this, you will awaken from your dreams. We have more options than any generation in human history. More information. More analysis. More ways to research every decision until the decision makes itself irrelevant. And we are more paralyzed than any generation that has ever lived. The Hagakure says the hesitation itself is the defeat. Not the wrong choice. The endless delay of any choice. The thing you keep thinking about starting. The conversation you keep postponing. The decision you've been researching for 6 months that needs 10 minutes of courage. Tsunetomo already knew about you. He just didn't have a word for your phone. Principle 4. Presence. There is surely nothing other than the single purpose of the present moment. A man's whole life is a succession of moment after moment. There will be nothing else to do and nothing else to pursue. Live being true to the single purpose of the moment. You have access to every distraction ever created by human civilization. Every piece of content. Every notification. Every conversation happening anywhere in the world right now. And you cannot sit with a single thought for 30 seconds without reaching for something to interrupt it. The samurai had one thing to do, one master to serve, one moment to inhabit. You have infinite things competing for the one resource you cannot replace. Your attention is your life. Where it goes, your life goes. Principle 5. Self-mastery. Today one must be better than yesterday. Tomorrow better than today. The pursuit of perfection is a lifelong quest that has no end. The warrior's greatest enemy is himself, his own weakness, his own hesitation, his own comfort-seeking, his own excuses. The most dangerous person in your life is not someone who wants to hurt you. It is the version of yourself that wants to stay comfortable. That version negotiates with you every morning. It tells you that you can start tomorrow, that you've earned the rest, that one compromise won't matter. The Hagakure says that version of you is your only real enemy. Defeat him first. Everything else becomes possible. Principle 6. Words. A warrior should not say something faint-hearted even casually. Even in trifling matters, the depths of one's heart can be seen. A person who speaks vehemently about taking action but never acts is a hypocrite. Think about your own speech for a moment. How many times have you said, "I'm going to change this," and didn't? How many times have you complained about something you had the power to fix, and kept complaining instead of fixing? How many casual words have you spoken that you would not want measured against the person you claim to be? The Hagakure says your words are not separate from your character. They are the evidence of it. The Hagakure has no patience for the gap between words and action. Neither should you. Principle 7. The end. The final principle of the Hagakure is also its most human. The end is important in all things. Not the beginning. Not the middle. The end. How you finish. How you carry yourself when everything is being taken from you. When the strength is leaving. When the audience is gone. That is what defines you. To let people hear my groaning voice in my last moments would never do. Tsunetomo wrote. He was describing a life lived so completely that even death could not diminish it. That is what the Hagakure is actually about. Not war. Not violence. Not blind obedience. A life so fully lived that nothing about the ending could take anything away from it. Tsunetomo ordered this book burned. Not because it was dangerous to society, but because it was dangerous to excuses, dangerous to self-deception, dangerous to the comfortable lie that there will always be more time. 300 years later, it is still dangerous. Not to armies, not to governments, not to history, to the version of you that is still waiting for the right moment, still postponing the decision, still choosing comfort over the thing that would actually make your life worth looking back on. The samurai who wrote this in secret, for no audience, seeking no recognition, left behind a question that has followed every honest reader for 3 centuries. When your own heart asks, will there be anything to be ashamed of? That is the only question the Hagakure was ever asking. That is the only question that has ever actually mattered. If these ancient principles disrupted your comfort today, don't just walk away. Leave a comment with your honest thoughts below, like the video to help it reach another mind that needs it, and subscribe to Obsidian Mind. Let us hold ourselves to a higher standard.